Hey everyone, welcome back to the platform of application penetration testing. I am Vikas Kumar, again just going to show you guys a small video demonstration of a new introduced vulnerability recently, which name is a Joomla 3, which name is actually Joomla based vulnerability called privilege escalation. Actually this like the Joomla vulnerable version 3.4.4 to 3.6.4 are vulnerable with easily account creation as well as the privilege escalation vulnerability. So for giving you the more detail on that, what I'll be doing it, I will be simply just guys using the Google and gonna be using exploit -db dot Joomla 3.4.4. So as soon as just you simply type this, the first link is actually going to redirect you on the actual vulnerability where you can have the complete detail about this vulnerability. And the best part is this particular vulnerability you can easily guys try your hands on by just locally set up the vulnerable app Joomla 4.4. This is the vulnerable app which is actually linked with it. You can simply download, and also guys you can download the exploit of this particular vulnerable application. So following is the guys the CVID which is been provided to it, and this is how the command can be used. For giving the more demonstration guys, what I'll be doing is I'll be using simply Kali Linux and will be locally hosted the details and the content of the Joomla vulnerable application. So what I need to do is I simply need to download exploit-db.com, not db.com, Joomla 3.4.4, same like earlier, and follow with the first link. And what I can do is I can just simply download the vulnerable app, but I no need to download guys because already I have downloaded. It's available in the download option. Here you can see that. What I need to do is I need to simply extract this. Just wait till it gets extracted successfully. Once it gets extracted, what you need to do is you need to just rename it. Okay, I'm just giving its name Joomla. Okay, now after that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this and hosting it on Apache server. So for that I need to click on computer, where folder, www, and in HTML folder I will be hosting this. Okay, and till it gets copied on this selected location, I'll be open the terminal because I need to run the Apache server along with the MySQL database service. Okay, so run the Apache server is very simple. Open the terminal and type Apache 2 space start. Okay, after that I need to type service space MySQL space start to run the MySQL database. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to just go back to the web browser and simply type 127.0.0.1/Joomla. So as soon as you just type this address, Joomla first of all give you the configuration part to you. Okay, let me just give some site name, and my site name is testing app testing.com. Admin email ID, any admin email ID you can give, for example apptesting@gmail.com. I'm giving something admin user, for example app test. Admin password, for example I'm giving welcome. Okay, so this will be the super user. And okay, now click on next. Now database type is correct MySQL type. Okay, host name is localhost. Okay, username, for example any username you can give. So I'm giving here like sorry, I'm so sorry, I have just missed some points here. Actually here username I do not have to give the username which I want to create. It's actually the user detail which which I have to feed it according to the database which I'm using. So as you remember in the starting I run the service of MySQL, and here the MySQL database, which is by default is using the username is root, and there is no password has been applied on the MySQL database, so I'm leaving it as it is. So if you want, you can give some database name. For example, I'm giving app test 35, anything you can give. There is nothing like at all that specifically you have to give. It is just only for the testing purpose. So click on next. Here also you can give something username for the FTP configuration like app test 123, and the password is app test 123. Okay, next, install. So just wait little, it is actually going to install. Okay, so we have done this part of the installation. So now what we need to do is we need to just click on this remove installation folder, because we no need to just keep it anymore. But instead of that, what we need to do is copy this particular code and go to Joomla and take a new file, paste it here, and after that save it. But make sure you are saving the like file on the same place, same location. So where www.html, and then after what I'm doing is I'm simply just giving name configuration.php, and now we need to remove installation. Okay, so we have done. Now still we have missed one point, so I'm just not accessing anymore. I'm simply closing this because I need to give the file permission to the folder which I have copied to the location of www and also hosted the folder into HTML folder. Okay, so what I'm doing is cd where www HTML ls, and I'm giving folder and file for a file and folder permission 775. Okay, and slash. Okay, now we have done everything correctly. So let me just access the file. So you can see that we are here actually, and I will be accessing the administration part. So here we are. Okay, so the username is app test, and I will be simply typing as password. Okay, so you can see here that we have successfully installed the Joomla 3.4 stable version in our machine locally. Now this is the time to show you the exploit, that how the exploit is working. So it's very simple. What we need to do is we need to just copy and paste this link, or else directly open this link to download the exploits. Okay, so we have extracted. So you can see that it has downloaded two files. The one is the PSD file, and that is what the exploit written in Python language. So guys, I won't be taking much time of you people. Now I'll be showing you some information. See, if I click on user and go to the manage, or else I just can go to the global configuration by clicking on the system, and if I just click on users, so here you can see that allow user registration is actually not allowed. It's not allowed at all. So what we need to do is we need to just still test whether this particular version of the Joomla 3.4 is really exploitable or not and vulnerable or not. So in case in future, if any application with the same version or in between version, if you are observing, so you can try this vulnerability to be exploited, whether it is possible or not. So accordingly, you can just create the report for your clients and can walk through Okay, so let me just go ahead. I'll just be simply type open the terminal, and this is the time to go back to download. So let me go into folder 40637 ls. Again, I need to just get into the same folder, cd 40637 ls. So here you can see that we have both the files with us, but it's not at all actually just going to work till we give the file execution permission. But before of that, let me show you the user details. Okay guys, let's go ahead now. Okay, so what I'm doing is now I'm gonna show you the details of the user available. So you can see that we have a one super user with name app test, and the email ID, group, and the complete detail is available here. So let me test whether the vulnerability can be the vulnerability can be exploited with this version or not. Okay, so let me first of all give the file permission to both the files. I'm giving file permission to both. So since you can see that both files are showing the green color, which means that we have given already to execute the permission. Now this is the time to just move ahead. How we can just go ahead to exploit this vulnerability? I'll be simply just using a command. I'm pasting here just to make some necessary changes. I'm sorry, I'm removing everything again. Okay, so this part you can see that I need to just use this much. I need to see, and I'm using given email ID, and guys, make sure the email ID should be valid and should be working, because I understand guys, since I'm not guys applying this particular vulnerability and exploit directly on the live website, which is having the same similar version of the Joomla, which should be vulnerable. So in that case, I have locally set up the Joomla 3.4.4 stable vulnerable version. But the problem is I will be manually just just giving the validation and trying to activate that user account. But in case if you're applying the this exploit on the live website and the live version, so there is no need for you to just manually do it, because the activation link will be directly sent to your valid email ID. So anyway, I'm just still using just simple one email ID like test.gmail.com, and user account you can use anything. For example, new test account 123, and password can be anything like my password. So as soon as you just guys give the enter, you just can see it is just saying something guys, getting token cannot find CSSRF token failure. Some problem is there, so just wait little. Still it is just giving the same failure. Let me just investigate. It is good for you also in case if you are getting the same problem, so you can just follow the steps with me to just resolve this issue. Okay guys, we have found the issue. The issue was nothing. We are simply mistakenly using earlier the slash, which we should not actually use it. So remove that and enter. So as soon as you enter, you just can see that it is trying to just getting the token, creating the user account, and then trying to getting the token for the admin length and everything. So it is saying press any key after activation. So you can see that here, if I just come back to the like my panel here, and if I refresh it, you'll be finding that one user account with the same name which you have used in command line has been created. And as I told you earlier that since I'm not like have like I set up any email server locally, so I will be manually activating this. So you can see this when I'll be just like giving the manual activation, unlock. Okay, now if I enter, so it has successfully copied everything, all the details. So guys, this is the way of just simply exploiting the vulnerability. And if you want, you can just try so many uh, other accounts creation, like I'm giving this time new pass, and this time I'm just giving new test. Okay, so as soon as I just again enter, so you can see that again it will be just trying to do the same. And if I just refresh it, so you can see still manually activating the same. And this is how that easily the admin account can be created. Guys, I'm just stopping this video because I want you to just do some research here, that what are the other attacks or the shell can be uploaded, and what can be done through the uploading shell, how you can just easily just like play around this completely vulnerable application just by first taking a step of creating an account through privilege escalations and all that. So hoping this video you would be liking and would be just like trying your best to like is setting up the machine, vulnerable machine locally in your system, and try your hands dirty into that. So hopefully you will be just enjoying this video. Thank you so much guys for your time. And if anything you want me to suggest to give you the information, or anything you want me to add next time, that will be more helpful to me to only guys to just give you the best quality and the best information back to you. Thank you so much guys, have a good time, enjoy.